Hey guys, welcome to D6 Evolution. I'm Wes and this is Andy, and today we're going to look at the Haemonculus covens.
Yeah.
So,
do you want me to talk about the covens and... Actually, I know absolutely nothing about it. I'll do that for a second.
Oh, I thought you were going to surprise me there for a second.
Yeah, I know all about the lore.
Yeah. Please tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, so the covens are... This is where it gets really esoteric within the Dark Eldar, or Drukhari now actually. They're the flesh crafters and the torturers of the Dark City, and this is where all the torment stuff happens. You'll see lots of gruesome stuff in there, things like raiders with tentacles and stuff hanging off them and stuff. So that's kind of where the Haemonculus covens come into it, and you'll see that during the actual gameplay as well. They have increased toughness and resilience. Yeah. So it's that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Do you want to move on to the actual gameplay stuff itself?
Yeah, absolutely. Should we talk units first, or should we talk sort of chapter tactics?
Yeah, so let's talk about the obsessions. I think is probably the best place to start. So similar to the cabals and the witch cults, they have 3 obsessions. So it's the prophets of flesh, the dark creed, and the coven of 12. So break those down if you like.
Yeah.
So the prophets of flesh, and this is the one I really like, is that all the guys with the insensible to pain rule, which is normally a 5+ invuln, get a 4+ invuln.
It's just the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have a 4-up invuln.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Especially when you see some of the beastie characters as well, which toughness 6, potentially toughness 7 with a 4+ invuln.
Oh, that's those Talos, isn't it?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've already seen one tournament after the Dark Elder have come out, and they were heavily featured in that. They are so hard to remove because you get a 4-up invuln and then you get a 6-up feel no pain, don't you, from new power from pain.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly actually.
And what's their sort of special stratagem they get?
So the special stratagem from them is that essentially get to redeploy a squad of racks. So it's 2 command points, and they get to redeploy onto the board again. 6 inches from the board edge, 9 inches from an opposing player, and they get to come back at full strength.
Yeah. I mean, it's not quite tied to traitors, because you can't get such a big unit as you could have cultists, with the racks. But actually, just being able to redeploy units to the far side of the board, it can really mess up an opponent's game plan. It can drop you on an objective. So it's definitely situationally useful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And these are kind of like the jack of all ones, I think, because they're warlord traits as well. They get, and bearing in mind if you take the multiple detachments as well, you can actually potentially have multiple warlord traits, and theirs is that you get to re-roll a hit, a wound, a save, or a damage roll, but you also get D3 additional command points.
Oh, just for being a
Haemonculus dude from
fair enough.
Prophets of Flesh.
Because 4-up invuln wasn't enough.
Yeah. have some extra command points. This is actually the one that I've been going to so far. I think it's the initial go-to one.
I think you've got to have an excuse not to take them as this covenant.
Yeah. Did you want to chat about the others?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so the next one after that's the Dark Creed. So they give a -1 leadership buff to all units within 6. For every unit you have there, so up to a maximum of -3. So it can be useful when stacked up with other things in the list.
I mean, you think about it, these are essentially close combat guys, aren't they? So you're going to have multiple units within range, so they are going to be -1, -2. And that means they are going to be losing extra models in the morale phase. So it's not bad. It's not a 4-up invuln, but it's not bad.
No.
I imagine there's some cool little combos you can do, part of boosting that up a bit further.
Yeah,
so playing off it.
So theirs actually ties in quite nicely with their warlord trait, which is their warlord. For example, when he's in combat phase, roll 2d6, and if that number beats the opponent's leadership, which you could potentially have done by a -1. And there are other buffs as well, debuffs as well, so you can take additional ones off that. It suffers a mortal wound. It's not shabby. It's knocking a mortal wound off.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. Well, what's their stratagem? Because their stratagem is awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think this is why
you didn't take them, isn't it?
Yeah, so their stratagem is that essentially you get to target a character, whether it's the closest one or not, in the shooting phase.
That's brilliant. I mean, so many lists revolve around key characters, don't they, for morale control or essential buffs, that if you can just snipe out those characters.
Yeah. So what lots of people are doing actually is taking some of the Forge World skimmers and using those because they still have the coven keyword, which means you can have a Tantalus firing at a character with this for 2 points.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So that's pretty where the cheesy thing starts for this one. I think that may be changed later.
But you know, essentially that's list breaking. We take poor Dark Angels for some reason. You know, they've got the Hell Blasters, they've got Azrael sitting in the middle. All of a sudden, their army falls apart without Azrael in the middle, or the banner. You could snipe out the banner, so people aren't getting their sort of, when guys die, they're no longer getting their sort of extra shots off.
Yeah, super killy sniper essentially.
Yeah, so
from one of your gunboats.
I think that in itself changes the meta for just having one buff character in the middle of a bunch of guys. And,
yeah, absolutely.
You know, because let's face it, snipers weren't very good, but a gunboat's a little bit better than a sniper.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a Tantalus sniper. So yeah, why not?
Yeah,
it's the Dark Owl or Drukhari.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
So I think having one unit of that's probably a good idea.
So
one little
detachment. Yeah, so you can take a little patrol detachment to get that benefit in there, and that's you could potentially take multiple detachments to get some of these buffs.
You could put some of the Talos or some of the other things as that, couldn't you? They've got pretty good shooting.
Yeah, so we can come on to these in short actually.
Yeah. Right. What's the other ones?
So the Coven of 12. Looks wise, I like these because they've all got like flayed skin and like you see all the sinew and stuff hanging off them. But in terms of gameplay wise, their obsession is they get to it's a -1 to all of their melee weapons. So an additional improvement of AP.
It's alright, isn't it? I think there's, for a close combat army, it's not bad. It's your racks, isn't it, which don't have any AP normally, so it'd be pretty good on them.
Yeah.
But it's not for Upinbun, like we keep saying.
Yeah. It's nice, though, especially because it carries over to the Talos and the Kronos as well. But Talos mainly, so it's additional bonuses to them, which is.
So I think if something's AP dashed, then it's probably worthwhile. Those units are going to benefit it the most, really. But what, do they have a cool stratagem?
Yeah, this is quite cool. For 1 command point, they get to shoot into combat.
Hey,
which isn't too bad, really.
You know, a lot of armies now are focusing on tying units up so they can't shoot.
Yeah.
Fast moving sort of custodian ship bikes and so forth. So actually, just having that so that you can shoot into combat is pretty good.
Yeah. So just having something like the racks are actually potentially pretty tough and pretty hard to get rid of. So that's something to bear in mind that you can quite easily tie things up in that.
Yeah. Is that more, or is there one more?
No, that's it. And their Warlord trait is essentially that you get to reduce the damage suffered by the Warlord by 1 down to a minimum of 1, which is not too bad. It makes him really survivable, and that's what the
survivable space elf.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so they're all starting minimum toughness 4 anyway, and we'll come on to the buffs very shortly. But yeah, it makes them pretty survivable. But for me, I think as a starter, Prophets of Flesh is where I'd go.
Yeah.
There are some neat little tricks if you get in there to do some of the leadership debuffs, and that was quite a big thing in 7th edition. I think we may see a little bit of resurgence of that with the smart players getting in there to do some of that.
Yeah.
But for me, Prophets of Flesh is
where and then just one small unit to snipe out characters.
Yeah.
Or small detachment even.
Yeah.
Right. Should we go through the units next?
Yeah, let's go through the units. So let's start off with the one name character you got, which is Uran Rakath. He's like the super Haemonculus. He's starting out toughness 5 wounds. He halves all the damage rolls done to him, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
He has the general Haemonculus buff, which is giving everyone around him a +1 toughness, which carries over to the vehicles as well, which is something to bear in mind. Yeah, because they also have the keyword. Why not? So that's him. He is a few points actually. I think he's like 90 points base, which is it's reasonable. So that's Uran.
Yeah.
So next one after that is the actual Haemonculus himself, which I think is quite a good go-to character. He's 70 points. There are additional things that you can give him. The one, I forget what you call it now, but the special thing you can give him is like a mask that means that he ignores Overwatch. So I found it very useful to give him that bonus.
Yeah.
So ignores Overwatch and everything else go in. So it's great against Tau. It really upsets them.
I love upsetting Tau. It's just
nobody likes Tau players.
They ruined themselves in 6th and 7th edition, didn't they?
They did. Bless them. So that's pretty useful with him.
Yeah.
But I take him really for the buffs that he gives the other units by jacking them up to an additional.
That's brilliant.
+1
This is on your
toughness.
Talos, isn't it? It's actually anything.
Really.
Anything going. Space Elves is toughness 5 for those
Yes.
those racks.
Rack's toughness 5.
Yeah.
It's great. Toughness 5, especially if you take the Prophets of Flesh. Toughness 5 with a 4+ invuln, and not forgetting they'll power from pain as well.
Yeah.
So they got that 6+ ignores wounds as well. So they're actually pretty resilient.
All of a sudden your Dark Elder army isn't actually that squishy anymore, is it?
No, not at all.
Is it 6-inch range for that buff? Is it?
Yeah, 6-inch range.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You can get quite a lot of racks than that. And the vehicles as well.
What should we go on to next? The
racks themselves,
racks, yeah.
really. So if you want to look at these bad boys.
So they're your standard troops, aren't they, for you?
Yeah. So these really are the troop guys for them. 3s across the board pretty much in terms of weapon skill, ballistic skill and strength. Toughness 4 we discussed, which is pretty good. Buffed up to 5 when the Haemonculus around it.
They're mainly close combat, aren't they? So
Yeah. So generally 2 attacks, and their weapons are poisoned, which is quite nice as well. So generally wounding on force unless it's a vehicle.
yeah. They've got 2 guns, so they can take 1 gun per every 5 people, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right.
We were talking a bit about the guns earlier on. They've either got a flamer, which is toughness, is strength 3, which I think is a non-starter for me because it's not poisoned.
Yeah, it's variable AP, so we go anywhere between AP -1 to 3. I think that toughness, that strength 3 really gets.
Yeah, because if you do a little bit of math hammer for a second, you're going to get on average 3 hits. Therefore, you'll get 1 wound because you're going to be wounding most stuff on 5s, and then -1, probably -2 AP on it. It's not going to kill anything.
I think it's like 11 points.
It's just not worth it.
No, well, the also factor, which I quite like, 24-inch range.
Yeah.
It's assault 1. It's poisoned, which means it wounds on a 4, but it's additional +2 onto that. So essentially, it's wounding on a 2.
Yeah.
It's -3 AP.
That's good.
Yeah, and the cool I just love the fluff on this one as well. The backstory on this is that if the guy gets shot and he dies, he essentially explodes and he kills guys within his unit as well. So if you end up killing a person with this on a 4+, you get another mortal wound suffered to that unit as well. So
Just no, that's definitely the better choice, and it's slightly cheaper, is it?
yeah, I think it's like 7 points.
It's clearly the better choice.
Yeah, for me that's the one to go to.
Yeah. So what else have we got?
So I think to talk about is the Talos.
Yeah.
Flick through to that bad boy. I think this is where the money is for the coven stuff.
Yeah, because you can take them as units of 3, can't you?
Yeah.
Because with the new FAQ and only being able to take 3 of a data sheet, actually taking a big unit, like the way I've seen these guys played is big units essentially moving up the board, and you can't really get round them. They can fire and fade, so they can move again.
Yeah.
So they're surprisingly quick.
Yeah, these guys are deceptively fast. 8-inch move.
Yeah.
And then you can get a run move in there as well, potentially. Advance.
Yeah.
And then, like you say as well, you can shoot, do the fire and fade, which is an additional 7 inches.
Yeah.
So you can really get these bad boys up the field.
Yeah, they're toughness 6, but you're probably going to have them near a Haemonculus.
Yeah. 4+ invuln.
Yeah.
6+ regenerate.
Yeah,
6
toughness
ignore
7.
wounds. 7 wounds. 5 attacks, and with some gnarly attack characteristics in
So
there
are
as
they
well.
mainly shooting, or are they mainly close combat, or are they
I
jack
think
of both?
They can do both.
Yeah.
So you can give them the splinter cannons, so it's twin link splinter cannons as well, so that's up to 12 shots.
Yeah.
Or you can give them the haywire, or you can give them the heat lances. Personally, I just keep them fairly cheap in the shooting, especially if you take 3 of them. 3 of them with twin linked, with the double splinter cannon. So that's 36 shots from these guys.
And they can fly as well. They
No.
do. I'm pretty sure it's in the FAQ.
Okay.
They added the fly keyword to them just to make them that much better.
Oh really? I didn't know that. So if they do have fly, that makes it. Yeah.
They're really good, and you could use them as those in the character sniping way as well, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just have one unit of them rolling up and sniping out a key character.
Yeah, what you know, it's pretty good. Yeah, so I see this as really good centre board domination and really pushing home a threat to them because you have to deal with them.
Yeah.
And if you've got a unit of 3 of these, toughness 7 if they're jacked up with 4+ invuns and a 6+ ignore with 5 attacks, they're going to do damage.
Yeah, and 7 wounds is a really awkward number.
Yeah.
I mean, most things is either 1 damage, 2 damage, or 3 damage. Sometimes you get D6, so you're never going to one-shot these guys.
No.
Unless you've got some crazy Imperial Guard tank or something. But generally you're not one-shotting these guys. So they're going to take multiple sort of wounds to get them.
Yeah, I love these. I did have a lot of them. Unfortunately, I gave them away to my buddy, which I kind of regret now. But he's a good guy, so and he loved them. So
Yeah.
so that's Talos. I think they're great. I think they're like 75 points base,
Yeah.
which is really good.
Yeah. So is that it, or was there more?
No, it's just one more as well. We got the Cronus, which is actually made from the same kit as the Talos. It's not necessarily a fighter unit. It's more of a buff unit, and it's essentially gives rerolls 1s to wounds for the units within 6 inches of it, which is nice.
Yeah.
And if you end up killing something with the Spirit Probe, then you can give a wound back to one of your characters, which is quite nice.
It's all right, isn't it? It's just not. I think the Talos is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could see an army of 9 of these guys just moving 8 inches, possibly an advance on that as well. So that's 14 inches, plus that 7-inch fire and fade as well. So you're talking like 21-inch move.
Yeah. So turn 1, you're in the centre of the board. You're dominating the objectives. People really can't get that close to you, and you can't shift these guys.
No, with these guys, actually, you're pushing into turn 1, pushing into their line actually.
Yeah, and then the rest of your sort of fast-moving sort of racks and stuff can come up and can set up for a turn 2 charge, really, can't they?
Yeah, it really puts pressure on people. It keeps them back, which means that actually the Dark Eldar of the Drukhari then can sit back with their disintegrator boats and just shoot stuff. Because if it's a Drukhari player, you kind of want to stay away, because if people get in combat with you and you don't want them, they're going to just knock you out.
Yeah.
But by pushing those things up...
So really the Talos is just one giant distraction kind of effect, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Because you don't care if they die eventually, but it's going to take a few turns to actually kill them.
Yeah, it's going to take some serious input.
Yeah. So guys, that is the Haemonculus covens. Let us know what you think. Comment on the section below, and tell us if you come up with any cool combos or anything else. And let us know if you've been to any tournaments and how you're done with it. Okay, well, we'll catch you in the next video.
See you next one.